Log on to Fun. This is WZOB Fort Payne, 100.9 FM and 1250 AM.
All right, so check out my opener today. I'm not going to have a funny quip. I'm going to just play you a little clip, so everybody just pay attention to this. It sets up for the show. Here we go.
Log on to Feinbaum.com for live streaming audio of the South's most listened to sports talk. Depend on it.
Tuscaloosa is where we go next. Mildred.
Paul,
Yes, ma'am.
I've been listening to you for a long time, and I appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Mildred.
And I just want to talk about Alabama. You was putting them down a while ago. The tradition of the Tide can't be beat, and I've been watching Alabama football for a long time.
When, Mildred, when was your first game that you went to?
Well, I don't know that I've ever been to one, but I was born in 1917.
1917, so that would make you 84?
Yes, sir.
And you were born where?
I was born in Columbiana.
In where?
Columbiana.
Columbiana.
Columbiana, yeah.
See, oh, yeah.
Okay, so that is going to set up our show for the day, and I know it's confused Holly. Do you know what we're talking about, Holly?
Is that the Feinbaum show?
That's the Paul Feinbaum show and a guest. Of,
So Mildred's 108 now.
That's right. Evidently so. That is going to set up our guest for today. This is Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Let me welcome in my co-host, Steve Chambers. Steve, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. I'm glad you could make it.
I always wait for the text, see if I can come back the next week.
And Miss Holly Allen, chief producer. How are you doing, Holly?
I'm great. I can't hear myself.
You can't
Can
hear
you
yours-
hear me?
I can hear you,
Oh,
yes.
Can you hear me through the...
Yeah, go to your number 3 channel and see if it doesn't need to go up some and see what happens there.
I don't know.
There we go.
Well, I've got me cranked, like,
It's
really.
pretty loud out here, too.
Okay.
We got you.
Well,
You
maybe
are
it's just my
cranked.
headphones.
She's been cranked since 10:30.
That's true.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Holly's natural disposition is to yell.
It's not true. I use my
It's not
diaphragm.
mean, and you're not mad and mean or angry. You're just loud.
It's true. It's true.
WZOB 1250 AM, 100.9 FM, The Z, Zelda O'Buttram Radio. We're WZOBradio.com. Click the Listen Live button. You can go to Facebook. We're live streaming there. We are also archived on the WZOB's YouTube channel, and we're also live right now on FPTV, the FPTV app. We have a segment sponsor for this first segment of Lunch with Bryan and Steve, full segment sponsors. So this segment is sponsored by Hulgan's Wrecker Service. That's Hulgan's Wrecker Service. You're going to have to do the logo, Miss Holly.
I'm on it.
Oh, time for lunch. There's my lunch alarm again.
Everybody's going first block today.
Yeah,
First lunch
there's
today.
testing today, so everybody's there. You got it, Holly?
I'm looking.
There
you
it
go.
is. Hogan's Wrecker Service. So, Hogan's Wrecker Service and Garage Company LLC, towing, lockout, winch out, jump start, fuel delivery, recovery, flatbed, and more. Call 256-657-8620 for 24/7 emergency towing. Hogan's Garage is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and can fix just about anything. Call 256-845-5801, family-owned, located in Fort Payne. You can see their logo, and I think you can even see the, if you look closely enough, you can see the phone number right there on there. I saw them. They were in the parade, weren't they? Didn't I see them in the parade?
I was at the park. I wasn't in the parade. I didn't go to the parade.
I'm pretty sure I saw them. They had that truck.
Yes, because I remember telling Mark
And they had that.
they're a sponsor.
Yeah, I saw them in the parade. So call Hogan's Wrecker Service. We're very grateful for you guys for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. So that last little clip of Mildred, a lot of people, if you've ever listened to the Paul Feinbaum show, which I'll be honest with you, I've quit listening in about the last 15 years. It was... it's
about 7 years for me.
It can wear you out. Lots of talk. And lots of talk. 5 hours of callers.
My
is
dad
a
loves Paul Feinbaum.
It's entertaining radio. So that's a caller named Mildred, who is about 25 years ago, made her debut on the show and became instantly a hit. And then slowly over time, and it was Deep Dark Secret, and I'll never forget. It's one of those moments where you remember where you were. I know this is a really sad story.
When you found out
When
who
I found
the
out,
woman
no,
was?
I didn't know. I had never heard of her. But I'll go over to my brother's apartment. He said, I want to play you a clip. And he plays me, I think it was this clip. He said, listen to this. I said, that's pretty funny right there. He goes, that's Ronnie Sanders.
No.
And I said, you're kidding me.
Play
He
it
goes,
again,
that
Sam.
That is Ronnie Sanders. And it was really, really hush-hush for a long, long time. Nobody who knew who Mildred
Fine
was.
Bob not know it first.
I want to ask Ronnie that question.
Yeah.
That's going to be my first question.
Was that really him?
Yeah, it was Ronnie Sanders.
He was so quiet in school, though.
You got to watch those.
Man, I mean,
So that is the Paul Feinbaum Show, and he's good friends, good buddies with Paul, and they communicate regularly. So anyway, Ronnie Sanders will be our guest at the bottom of the hour, 11:30 to about 12. He said he's got to leave out to go on an appointment about 12:15, so we'll get him out of here a little bit towards the end of the the fifth segment of the show. So
was
Ronnie
he in
Sanders is going to be on
college
the
at
show.
that time? Was that a college era
Yes,
thing?
yeah, it would have been late 90s. Yeah, he would have been almost graduated.
Was alcohol involved?
We can ask him that question too.
He's going to be on the show. Why am I asking you? I can ask him. That's
So
great.
anyway,
Columbianer.
excited about that. A Columbianer.
That's not far from Tuscaloosa.
And let me tell you
Okay,
something.
I
Listen,
seriously wanna hear the
so
clip again now.
FYI, for you parents or anybody who's interested in going now and researching Mildred, do not do that with your kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
She became a
PG-13.
regular?
Yeah, she became a regular and became known for we can talk. That may be off the air subject. She was not very discreet with the way she was with the Bear and with Pat Dye and with Bill Oliver and other folks from.
I wonder how his ratings went after Mildred
I don't
made her
know.
debut.
Well, he's notorious for having callers like that, and boy, Ronnie just hit it out of the park with that one. So he'll be on at the bottom of the hour. He's a graduate of Fort Payne High School, graduated the same year as Miss Holly.
That's right.
He was
And your
roommates.
siblings.
That's right, roommates with my brother at Auburn. Was a student coach under Terry Bowden down there. Spent time with Nick Saban at LSU, with Larry Fedora at Southern Miss, with Ron Zook at Florida.
Did he play football? I don't remember Ronnie playing
I
football.
don't think he did, but he was always interested in it. I mean, he's a big Auburn fan,
Yeah.
and still is. He owns and runs Auburn Undercover, which is probably Auburn football's premier go-to fan site, probably the biggest one, I would think.
On 3.
No, that is 24/7. It's 24/7. It's the CBS Sports
Well, it used
Network.
to be Rivals.
I don't know about that.
Ask him.
I think
Ask
so.
him. Right.
You're asking questions that he needs to answer. So anyway, Ronnie will be on at the bottom of the hour. So it is our Christmas show. It's the last show of the year for us. We're going to take a 2-week break. We're going to have our Christmas party. Well, y'all are going to have a Christmas party because
Maybe.
I'm going to be out of town. We're taking Isaac on his 16th birthday trip, Claire and I, to New York City.
We can Zoom with you.
Yes, we could do that maybe. We'll see.
Live from Times
Hopefully. Well, my Mom Dommy has not taken over, has he? He didn't take over to
January
January.
1st.
Yeah, January 1st. So this will be all the New Yorkers. I don't know. Maybe they'll tighten up right before he gets there. Maybe they're
Find
listening.
out what streets you don't need to be
Oh, I
walking
know.
down.
You
There's
better
one
walk.
particular where you might not want to go. I
Yeah,
was
I'm
just
sure
watching,
that we need to watch out for.
Just one.
well,
I'm sure there are many.
where there's a lot of illegal, like you can buy Gucci stuff. That's
Now, I have been
off-
down there before.
Have you?
Yeah.
And purchase things? Because that's
Yeah,
illegal, Brian.
it's really nice.
It's really illegal,
but it's nice.
Brian.
but the deals.
Is that Holly talking or Jamie right there?
Yes, I have been married to him for 28 years.
There's a rumor mill out there that the reclassification numbers are in and were leaked, and it's boding well for Fort Payne. Hopefully, Coach Elmore is not believing any of it. He says it's fake news, but we'll see what happens. So, the Free Jeremy Pruitt campaign has worked, and one of Fort Payne's own has allowed him to pursue his career interests, and actually is a guest on our show.
Yes. Do we want to talk about who that was?
Yeah, Andrew Hairston, Judge Andrew Hairston,
Yay.
stayed the what is that called? The show clause, something like that.
Yes.
He stayed the show clause, and so it's allowing Jeremy Pruitt to pursue
It
employment.
went on for how many years?
Oh, I know, it's been a while.
Should have got him on the phone today.
That would have been fun. Okay, so also my dog almost bit my ear off. Got to mention that on the show.
Your
Can
little
you say
tiny dog
Well, what
with
exactly
a
were you
mouth
doing?
the size of a mouse.
Yes.
Little tiny.
So this was last Friday. I actually pulled my own stitches out this morning. So I
You got
do I have time
really?
for this
You had to
yes,
get
I did.
stitches?
Yeah, I've got time.
That's
yeah,
a love bite right
it was last Friday. No, it really wasn't a love bite, but last Friday morning, a week ago tomorrow, I was just about to leave. Had the kids loaded up in the car. Was going to work, and the dogs were in the bed with Claire. And so I got down, and, just kind of rubbed them on the head and just stuck my face down in there, loved on them a little bit. And evidently I touched Otis in a spot that he was not comfortable with because he yelped. He yelped loud and kind of snapped at me, which was not a big deal. They do that. They've done that before. And I didn't think anything about it. And I said, well, he got my ear. And then I felt, and I'm like, that's got some blood on it. And I went in there and looked in the mirror, and I'm like, wait a minute. That went almost all the way through. Like he grabbed and bit, and there was a chunk.
Wow.
It was kind of.
He went all Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he did. I got Mike Tyson by my dog. So I got and went into Claire, and I said, hey, babe, you're going to have to get up and go take the kids to school. I got to go to the urgent care. So went down to Fort Payne Urgent Care. They're sponsors of FPTV. And Dr. Juan down there sewed me up, stitched me up, gave me some antibiotics, and sent me on my way. And it's pulled my stitches out this morning, but Otis.
You looked like Trump there for a little while.
It did, yeah, a little, yeah. It was not quite that patriotic.
Did you go fight? or some F word.
So anyway, we're just trying to. I think Otis is the one that got attacked back in the spring that we talked about on the show, and so he's got some sensitivities there, and I evidently rubbed up against too much of the sensitivities, and he snapped, and it was fine. Any other spot, it wouldn't have even been a scratch, but where he particularly bit it, he almost took it off the bottom part of right down here at the very end of the lobe. He almost nipped it right off.
But you didn't even know it at first.
No, I didn't. I just thought it was a little cut, little scratch, nothing big. And then I went and looked in the mirror, and I was going to just Band-Aid it up. And then it just starts, here comes the blood. That's a real vascular area right there. And blood starts pouring and dripping. And I'm like, my goodness, what in the world? So
You didn't have any Secret Service agents to
I
help
did
you
not.
out,
Nobody helped. Nobody protected me. I had to drive myself to the ER or to the urgent care.
Love bites.
Yep.
You know, there's
Love
a song.
Bites. That is what is that, 38
Def
Special?
Leppard.
Was it Def Leppard?
Def
That's right.
Leppard.
So anyway, that's been my week. Steve,
Well,
any new news on the Chambers front? Is this a rant? Do we need to hold off for a rant time?
Yeah.
well, we might need to hold
I
on.
think
need
we got
to hold
I think
off.
we got a Steve's rant here.
Oh, man.
That's been a long time since we had a rant. Good. Well, we need to take our first commercial break, I believe. We're going to come back with the Thrive Outdoor Garden Tip of the Week. You are listening or watching Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We'll be right back.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
This is Wayne Dickens, chaplain for your SMU Mustangs, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
No matter the season, there's always a great sale at Fort Payne Footworks and Outdoors with all the brand names you love. Patagonia, Uggs, North Face, Bourne, Columbia, and much, much more. The best quality shoes in town can only be found at Fort Payne Footworks and Outdoors. And don't forget about Little River hats and tees. Drop by Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, Saturdays from 9 to 3, or Sunday from 12 to 5. Located in downtown Fort Payne. Shop local at Fort Payne Footworks and Outdoors.
Give me a second. All right, we are back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Bryan Northcutt, Steve Chambers in studio. Episode 41, WZOB Radio, 1250 AM, 100.9 FM, The Z. And it is time for the Thrive Outdoor Garden Tip of the Week. It is Thrive Outdoor. Thank you, Lee Buffington, and everybody down at Thrive Outdoor for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We appreciate the support of the show. And so we have on the WZOB hotline one Chris Dura. Chris, how are you, sir? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So this is the big year ender for the Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
That's it. Well, I guess, do we call this year one even though we started in March? Do we call it year one? I guess we can just...
No.
Yeah, you can go ahead and call it that. Where's the musicians? You guys should have somebody playing guitar in the background.
That's
it's a
true.
big year ender.
We need to have... I got a bigger class third block next semester, so we could have a studio audience.
We have an orchestra in here.
You need to go get my son and Mr. Pask and a little small number of band members to get behind you and play some music.
Yes. I would love for them to... we need Caleb in here to just go every now and then go... Go, Steve.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Caleb, my son Caleb's actually on his way back to Auburn. He's got to play for a few Auburn basketball games before coming home for the Christmas break.
Okay, so he'll be back for Christmas, but just having to go down for some football, some basketball.
Yeah.
How's the basketball team doing? They're okay. They're doing all right.
They're doing okay. I think, I'll be honest with you, I think them and Alabama seem to be the exact same. So it'll be interesting when they pair off this year because they're good, but they struggle against the teams with the big men.
They're about one tier lower than they were last year, it seems like.
Seems like the whole conference is.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
Well,
as far as the garden tip goes, there's not a whole lot going on. It's just if you got pansies, pinch the flowers that have fallen off to keep them from seeding out, and then of course fighting the rabbits and deer from eating any cabbage and flowers you got planted.
yeah, I had an individual in the city who was grateful for the grove and all the tree cutting because the deer that roam through the grove over here that we're building. Now those deer have relocated and they're not going in his yard and eating his stuff. So
yes,
that was nice. He came up and said, "Thank you very much for cutting all them trees down."
You can't shoot them in the city limit.
No, you cannot.
Unless it's self-defense.
What about with a crossbow?
No, not in the city limit.
You can't do that either.
Fort Payne basketball picked up a win this week.
Yeah.
They defeated Etowah, my team that I always call in all the sports. I call Etowah.
So they were actually playing Etowah?
They actually played Etowah.
Oh.
Fantastic. So you got to actually use Etowah, and I bet did that feel weird?
Actually, it does feel weird to call actually Team Etowah, but to ask Miss Holly, we were there, and that was probably the quietest basketball game I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of people there, were there?
No, and the girls started early.
Yeah.
So we only came in.
It was quiet.
Yeah, it was very, very quiet. In fact, I cackled at one point, and
And
Chris said it was very loud.
Everybody was looking for the egg, I guess.
Well, don't let her sugarcoat it. She cackled when there was an injury on the floor and everybody was quiet.
I
there
wasn't.
was a girl in pain and she cackled.
Oh,
It wasn't
Holly.
about her. It was
Holly.
something else. I didn't mean to.
We can't take her anywhere.
Time and place.
I cackled about something. It was personal.
Know the room. You got to read the room, Holly.
But I have my headset on, and I can't hear anything.
So is that an
anyway.
excuse or is that a reason?
It is a reason.
Do you wear those at home?
No.
Okay.
No.
I won't go there.
What is that from,
Ignore her husband. I got my headset there.
I can't hear you.
That is a man's thing. That's what a man would do. Men don't listen.
What?
Women listen exactly, intently.
All right, Chris, get us back on topic. What else can we talk about?
What are we planting?
Well, after listening to your opening there and what you had told me about before this show, and Miss Holly doesn't know about your upcoming guest. That's a big deal to have this guy on with you guys because Feinbaum and all those little guests he used to have. I grew up listening to Feinbaum and having those weird guests like Mildred.
Oh,
come on, that's funny.
It's going to be a blast to get. I've never asked him, and we were texting this week. I said, "So is Mildred on the table? Can we do that?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, sure. We can talk about Mildred." So I have known.
If I remember right, Brian, Mildred also brought a little sauciness.
Yes,
to his,
she was not a very discreet woman. She let herself go in some different contexts, and
maybe say too much.
Said too much. That'll be another one because I've always wondered, and I want to ask him this question too: is you never can tell. There's sometimes when Feinbaum kind of seems to play. He's playing a ringmaster. I mean, it's a circus. Yes. And he knows it, and everybody else knows it, and the entertainment industry knows it. But there are some serious people who get really mad and get offended and get upset, and they're fired up about Bama football or Auburn football or whatever, Georgia football. And I wonder at times, like, does he ever really get in trouble? Like, there's some times where he said some stuff as a Mildred character, and I'm going, oh, wow, okay. So you said that.
If Feinbaum had to call him off air and say, hey, now, we didn't watch that.
Yep, so everybody needs to stay tuned for these next couple of segments because we'll have Ronnie on here in just a second.
Yes, that will be good. Please stay tuned. Yes. And
Well,
while you take that break, Brian, get some of those band members there at Fort Payne behind you. It's the year-ender, man. It's a big special.
I know, this is a big deal. Like
And they're all in the lunchroom right now.
Did you think we would make it to Christmas? Seriously, straight up.
I didn't. I thought Steve would surely put you off the air by now.
You know, there's been a couple
failed.
times. You do a good job of holding back when you need to.
Oh.
At times. There's a couple times that you go, oh, wait, Steve, hold on.
We kind of read each other now when Brian, when he's letting that
When my
leg
leg
gets
starts-
going, I say, okay, we're going to have to calm down here.
Steve.
Or he's bored. It's one or the other.
If I get bored on the show, watch out.
Sometimes Steve, though, he says it so fast that you kind of miss it unless you
know.
go back and rewatch it. Kind of like the promo for this week. There was something that Steve said in the promo this week, and I said, oh, my gosh, I cannot believe I posted that.
Seriously, David Smith and I
Seriously.
sat down and cut up not Gadsden City, the Lee game, the pink comment, and we sat for 10 minutes debating. Should we post this? Can we post this? I mean,
I can post it. Send it to me.
okay.
She deleted one of my commercials that I made.
Yeah, the whole Sydney Sweeney thing.
I had a Sydney Sweeney commercial.
I
and
did.
she
I
deleted
still have it. I still have it.
it. Our last show, can we do it?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, the last show we can do all of them.
The best of Bryan and
Just
Steve.
let it rip.
It just involved 2 basketballs. I don't know.
Oh, so y'all got any trips planned? I know y'all go to Alabaster, won't you? Y'all head down there.
Yeah, we go to Alabaster for family Christmas this weekend, and then we're at home. And then we go back down. My wife's side couldn't get together till after Christmas, so we'll make 2 trips this year.
Okay. Well, I was telling Steve earlier, we caught rumor that there is a rumor mill out there going, and I need to get some confirmation on it, that a couple of things are happening with the reclassification of high school sports this next time around. One of which is, the rumor is that Fort Payne looks to be in good shape to go down to 5A, which is good news. There's a lot of different scenarios that could create that. Second thing is, the rumor is they are going to take all private schools and put them in a whole category by themselves. Two classifications of private schools. They'll compete with themselves in that group, and then the public schools will have the 1 through 7As.
So
Can they compete against each other?
You
like
can,
regular
in non-region play, you can play against each other. You can play a private school in that context, but they won't be in the region settings, and then in the state playoffs, they'll be in their own category. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays itself out.
So that's who I was thinking about. Briarwood.
That'll be interesting.
Private or Christian?
There's a couple of big private schools that might have a problem with that. Coosa Christian, Mars Hill, Briarwood.
Yep, there's a lot of them. Down in Montgomery, that's about all the schools down there are private. At least the ones that most of the kids go to. The public schools are in pretty rough shape. Mobile's got a ton of private. But I think what's ended up happening is those private schools are just starting to flood the zone, so to speak, of the public school ball. And it is just kind of dominate. Yeah, and they can openly recruit because they can bring kids in, and you don't have to be in district to move to a private school. So you can live an hour away and still drive to school and play there.
Oh, okay.
And so I think some public school coaches have gone to those schools and kind of created a Thompson type of atmosphere there at a private school where they're able to just go and get the best players.
Is it because they pay tuition?
Well, I would imagine they'd have to give some kind of scholarships to make that happen, which if your football programs make enough money, I'm imagining there's enough money to do that with. So, I don't know.
Yeah, back in my day, they were giving scholarships to have, because I knew a kid that played for a private school. He was from Hoover. They offered him a private scholarship to go to Coosa Valley Academy.
Yeah.
Down in Schillersburg one time. So, they do offer those scholarship type things.
Well, you got Rush Probst down at Westbrook Christian, and
no, he's at Coosa.
Coosa Christian.
Coosa Christian.
He's at Coosa.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
In
That's
Gadsden.
right. They're close. Yeah. They're close to each other.
They are.
But well, Chris, hope that you and yours have a Merry Christmas. We appreciate the support. Tell Lee and everybody there thank you for supporting the show, and we're grateful to you. And hope you guys have a safe and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we will catch you in 2026.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, all you guys. Thanks for having Thrive on. It's been a successful year. Hopefully it'll be a successful 2026 again for Thrive Outdoor. And thank you again for letting us sponsor the Lunch with Bryan and Steve show.
Is Lee giving you a week off?
You get some time off?
No, I got to work, brother.
You got to work for a living?
Make that money.
That's right. That's why he can't be on the show. All right. Well,
That's
we appreciate it, Chris. Take care. All right.
Bye-bye.
That's Chris Dura with Thrive Outdoor Garden Tip of the Week. You want to, let's see, we got a minute or two. Is there anything else you want to chit-chat about before I bring Ronnie on and get ready for the next segment?
How'd you enjoy hey, I've been meaning to ask you, what was your candy haul at the Christmas parade?
Okay. So my kids were not real excited about Christmas candy, so I didn't do it. I enjoyed my time. We walked around City Park.
They've grown out of it.
And I was like, you know what, this is. But I thought about it, but we had a relaxing, enjoyable. I did have a little bit of a frustrating moment there, but we can talk about that later. I don't think I've got enough time to dive into it right now.
Did it have to do with the train on the track?
No. Oddly enough, that was wild.
The police officers were doing a better job of keeping the candy kicked out toward the kids and them not walking out in the street.
That's tough.
I didn't know if that was going to affect your...
No, we were good. I didn't even do it. So anyway, we'll be right back. We're going to get Ronnie on the air, and we'll be right back with more Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
At Rawson Pools, we believe relaxation should be designed exactly the way you want it. So call Rawson Pools LLC at 256-638-5904 and ask about their 4 Signature Spa Series. Their team can help guide you through every feature and layout so you can choose the hot tub that best fits your lifestyle and budget. Appointments for 2026 are already being set, so don't wait. Your relaxation sanctuary is just a phone call away. Rawson Pool and Supply Store in Rainsville, the pool professionals.
Hi, everybody. This is Greg Fowler. I work with the group Alabama, the Alabama Band Fan Club and Museum, and you are having lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB. All right. That was painless.
Shop local this Christmas at Tracy's in North Fort Payne. Tracy's has lots of Christmas decor, tree ornaments, and other gift ideas to choose from. Puppy Love PJs and t-shirts, Jen & Co. purses, Lazy One blankets and hoodies, and Brewmate tumblers, just to name a few. Come in Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, Saturdays 9 to noon, or check out Tracy's new website at Tracy's LLC. Tracy's Florist is located on Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Tracy's personalized printing and gifts.
All right, we are back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Brian Northcutt, Steve Chambers in studio. And let me get some things on here. All right, let's go to our segment sponsor first. Let me give you a segment sponsor here. The segment sponsor for this segment of Lunch with Bryan and Steve is Cattle Stampede. You got that logo there, Holly?
I do.
Cattle Stampede Steakhouse. Catch the early bird dinner buffet Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 for only $10.99 on the buffet bar. Liver, frog legs, sirloin steak, chopped sirloin, fried chicken, pork chops, barbecue ribs, pulled pork, tons of sides. On the weekend, come in for all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet for only $8.99. In the bar area, Thursday nights, that's tonight, karaoke night with Mike McClung from 7 to 10. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights from 7 to 10 during the live entertainment, all-you-can-eat wings for $8.99. So that is Cattle Stampede down there by the interstate on the south end of town. Thank you for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Let me do a little quick here. Ronnie, we're not real fancy with our technology, so hang on just a second, brother.
Yeah, don't be intimidated.
Holly, can you pull him up, please?
Yeah, 5. Hey.
All right, test me out there, Ronnie.
How we doing?
Woo!
Oh, that's hot.
Hear me okay?
Doing good, brother. How are you? Can you see us?
Yeah, I can see you.
All right, so welcome to the show, Ronnie Sanders. Let me give you a little bit of info on Ronnie here. I know a bunch about Ronnie, but I don't think I can read that stuff on the air. Ronnie is a Fort Payne grad, 1994, along with Miss Holly Allen and my brother Clint and Alicia and my sister Alicia. And he is also an Auburn alumnus. He is the publisher, the founder and the publisher of Auburn Undercover, which is probably the leading Auburn fan website in the country for those of you who are connected with Auburn University football. He also was the founding member of Duck Territory, which is the Oregon 24/7 site. I didn't know that. How did you do Oregon and Auburn? What was that?
Well, I also founded the Florida State site. So basically the coaches that I knew.
Okay.
So Chip Kelly and Mike Bellotti offered me a job at Oregon, and I had just started my Auburn site in Florida State, and I said, well, they weren't going to pay me enough, and I had investors, and so I basically said, okay, well, I'll start a site. Let's just play ball. So that's how we got started.
Okay. All right. So he's got those sites, and they're now part of the 24/7 network with CBS Sports. He's the founder of Football Rumor Mill, which is a fun website. You should check that one out, Steve. That's got a lot of good stuff on it.
The Board of Michigan.
We got all kinds of stuff. I don't know if you listened to the opener, but we played a little bit of Mildred on the opener, and so he. I got to cut straight to it. So anyway, welcome to the show, Ronnie. Good to have you with us.
Glad to be with you.
All right. So I got to go straight to Mildred. We have had conversations before. I've never brought it up. There was a season in which I think it was pretty anonymous that you were Mildred, and nobody knew. And about maybe 10-ish years ago, it started to float around and become a little bit, regain some traction. How in the world did you start with that? Give us the context of Mildred.
Well, I would call my grandparents and other people around where I grew up and prank call them. And you knew my granddad, Howard Simpson.
Yeah.
I'll leave the language out. But basically, I called him one day and was trying to sell him a vacuum cleaner. And he cussed me up one side and down another. And then I called my granny, my dad's mom, one day, and I told her that I was wrapped up in my pantyhose at the nursing home, and I needed her to come help me. And so I thought, well, so I called in to Feinbaum, and he didn't know it was me. And no, he had no idea. And so it was a third call. It's Mildred number 3. It's on YouTube. But so I'm in the studio that day, and we're supposed to go to dinner, and it was at the end of the show. And I said, what do you think about that old lady that's calling in? He said, man, I don't know about her. He said, I said, well, you know her. And he said, what are you talking about? I said, well, she's actually a really good friend of yours. And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, that's me. And he says, no, there's no way. And he said, go prove it. So they took me into the staff room, and I called in, and Paul about lost it, and Vickers lost it. And so since then, I started doing it, and then probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, he outed me on the radio, and people started talking about it on the message board. And so
okay.
I still get asked about it.
Oh, wow. So the first 2 or 3 he didn't know.
No, first 2 he didn't know, and then like I say, we were going to dinner. We usually go to the Chinese place up here on right by the radio station, and he it was the last call of the show, so he put me on, and there you go.
On that clip you sent me,
yeah.
At the very end, Paul Feinbaum said, "I think that was Bill Oliver."
Yeah. So how did you meet Paul? What did that relationship look like? How did you get started with him?
So my granddad loved to read him, because he was always ripping somebody, and I like to read him. And so I was a freshman in college, and I called him up, didn't know him, called his number at the Birmingham Post-Herald and at work, and left a message and didn't expect to hear back. And he called me back, and I said, hey, look, would you be willing to come speak to my journalism class? And he said yes, okay. And he did. We've been friends for 30 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. So is he going to run for Senate?
He is not going to run for Senate. I think we talked. He sent me a story, I don't know, a week or so ago, but we talked before that, and I said, what do you think? And he said, I've had about enough of this. I'm not.
But he was considering it.
He was seriously considering it. He thought about it a couple of months.
Is that what happened with the whole ESPN thing?
Yes.
Okay, so he was talking about it. They got wind of it, and they said, "Okay, well, we can't do."
Well, he did the interview with Clay Travis,
okay.
And kind of talked about it, and he met with donors and met with political operatives and went to D.C. and had meetings and seriously considered it. And I think part of it was his wife Linda wanted to move back to Alabama,
okay.
And I'm not sure that after 10 years in Charlotte, I'm not sure she would have been crazy about commuting back and forth. And then
Yeah.
when you get into this political environment, I think he just, I don't want to speak for him, but I think he said, I've had enough. I don't.
That's about the only environment that's worse than the one he's already in. Like,
Ain't that the truth?
well, let's talk about Ronnie Sanders, the person. So you're Roy and Phyllis's boy, Philip's brother. There's stories aplenty roaming around the streets of Fort Payne about Ronnie Sanders. So you're born and raised here. Kind of talk through your growing up years, your decision to go to Auburn, kind of from there on, and where it got to you today. Just give us a synopsis.
I grew up on a farm up on Lookout Mountain. Yeah. And, I worked on the farm and helped my granddad and my dad, and we I would go to the barbershop. People probably remember my granddad downtown, Simpson's barbershop, and he'd cut hair in the summer, and I'd bag produce. And we were kind of like we were buddies. So whatever he did, good and bad, I seen. I picked up a lot of it, and then decided to go to Auburn, and went there and started out working with the football program. In fact, I was just talking to Joe Witt, who you probably know.
Oh, he's cussed me out before.
Yeah, he's I took care of his cows and his horses and his dogs, and we were talking about his. He said, I've got three hunting dogs. He said, one of them's not any good, and I said, you gonna try to sell him? He said, no, he's not any good. I can't get anything for him. But anyway, we I started doing that, and then when I graduated, I went to work for Senator Shelby. Was raising money for him.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And Terry called me and said, "Hey, we've got this recruiting job. It pays minimum wage. You can live in the dorm." And I got a college degree. That sounds great, And not really, but I did it anyway. And of course, I got hired back in August, and then he resigned in October.
Oh wow!
So I stayed on with Tuberville, and then I did a little bit of work on a website, the Scout site, for a few months, and then ended up at LSU with Nick Saban. Went back to work. I was kind of back and forth between Capitol Hill and Birmingham, and really missed football. And one of the coaches that I worked with at Auburn, who's now Tyke Tolbert, who is the receivers coach for the Titans, he recommended me to Ron Zook. Okay. And I ended up. He hired me over the phone. And wow. The day before I was packing up to leave, I was packing my apartment up. The Redskins called and said, "Hey, we've got a job for you here. Come on." And I'm like, I'm packing up going to Gainesville. So I called Zook, and to show you how good a recruiter he is, I took less money to go work for him. Of course, I met my wife down there about 3 months later, so I guess it ended up working out.
Yeah, that worked out. Yeah.
What was your job in Florida?
I'm sorry?
What was your job at the University of Florida?
I went down there as kind of like a GA, and I had been there, I don't know, about 6 weeks. And Tyke had come in. He'd asked me to do some kind of recruiting breakdown. And Ron walks in, and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, I'm doing this recruiting breakdown. "Well, why?" I said, "Well, because Tyke's the recruiting coordinator, and he asked me to." "Well, you don't effing work for Tyke. You work for me."
But isn't that, so you went from there, and then you started to kind of dial in some of the, what we would call today, the analytics of recruiting. Didn't you do a lot of that with Fedora at Southern Miss, and then that's kind of where you did? Well,
I did it at Florida too, but at Florida it was kind of like, after about 6 weeks, I became Zook's right hand. And so. Oh yeah,
if there's pictures of Zook online with Florida gear, you're right behind him. You go look at. Yeah. You were all over the TV during those years.
If he was around, he wanted me around him. He wanted me around on the sidelines. I mean, we coached I had the kickers and the long snappers during practice, and he did breakers, which was punt block, and so I was involved in that. I'd help him with breakdowns, and if it was recruiting, I was doing it. If it was, he was inducted into the it's called the Coaches Cradle Hall of Fame at Miami, Ohio. All these coaches have come through Miami, Ohio. I had to write a speech. I mean, somebody had him write a story for I think it was a local magazine, and of course he didn't write it. I wrote it. Anybody that in the media that we needed to take care of, the SID didn't do it. I did it. Yeah. So we were really, really close. And then when we got fired at Florida, I got offered a job at Southern Miss and at Illinois, where he went. And he and my wife didn't really like each other. Oh. She thought he was kind of an ass, and he thought she was jerking me around. But the thing is, she didn't realize is that he was that way because she was the way she was. But anyway, we ended up going to Southern Miss, and we stayed there for 4 years. And I actually helped Fedora get the job.
Okay.
After Jeff got fired, the AD called me in. We were talking about recruiting, and he said, "Anybody you'd recommend? You work with some guys?" And I said, "Yeah." I gave him Jimbo's number, Charlie Strong, and Fedora. And he said, "Well, who is Fedora?" And I said, "He's the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State. If you interview him, you'll hire him." And he did. So it came to Kevin Wilson, who I now represent, and Fedora.
Wow. Well, Steve, my co-host, is a Bammer, so you're going to have to. He wanted to ask you a couple of questions. You want to give him he's got a trivia question for all our guests. So I told Ron, I said you can handle this. So
he said yes.
Well, my roommate was. Don't ask me anything about Freddie Kitchens because I had to live with him for a year. So I've probably got some stories that we couldn't tell on the air.
Yeah, that's way down my pyramid asking about Freddie Kitchens. When I was researching you, you started Auburn Undercover in 2008. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Well, since you started that, how many national championships has Alabama won?
Let's see. 6, I guess.
There you go. You're the winner. You are a winner.
You landed because there was this, and I remember thinking this when Auburn Undercover was hitting, and just knowing you and having gone over to you and Clint's apartment before and your backstory, you hit a segment of Auburn people that had, similar to yourself, that had grown up as Auburn fans in the state of Alabama in rural counties, that needed a voice to combat the voice of the overwhelming University of Alabama people. And the Auburn Undercover message boards and the spaces where, if you just go read those message boards, just a bunch of smart alecks and the creativity, and they'll get on you too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I was very fortunate. I found a group of investors, actually a Southern Miss booster when I was working down there, and his friends, and it was right before the economic crash when Bush was coming out and Obama was coming in, and so you had the oil spill down there, and then you had Katrina, and we were lucky to make it. It was teetering there for a while because all those guys were running out of money, and so we kind of held it together. I remember the way we made the Oregon site work was I paid those guys $20 a story.
Wow.
And that's and now there's over 3,000 subscriptions, I think. So
wow.
But it's been an interesting run. I forgot what you asked me.
I have another question. This is serious. Does the guy named Jeffrey Lee work for you, or is that competition?
He works for the other side.
Okay.
I actually talked to Jeffrey. I talked about hiring him. Actually, I know what I was going to say, but yeah, Jeffrey. I don't know Jeffrey well, but he works for the other side. But the thing that helped push us over the top was hiring Philip Marshall. Yeah. And he was kind of the dean of Auburn sports writers, and he's 70. I think he'll be 76 on Christmas Day.
He interviewed me.
Who was that?
Philip Marshall.
Oh yeah,
he's old school.
So was Benny Marshall his dad?
Yep,
that's right.
That's back in my day. Birmingham News or Post Herald. I can't remember which one.
But he broke. We came in at the right time, and we broke the Chiswick firing. We broke. He owned the Cam Newton story, and then Malzahn gets hired, and I had a bunch of buddies on staff, and so first guy that gets hired is Ellis Johnson. Well, I'm talking to Ellis and doing his contract, and so when Ellis gets his contract from the athletic director, he sends it to me, and I look at it, and I was reviewing it with an attorney, and we said, okay, are you good to go? So we faxed it. We sent the contract. Ellis sends the contract back in, and we put the story up. And so Gus is kind of paranoid, I guess, because everybody that came in the building, I think we had 9 assistant hires, and I think we broke 8 of them. So
wow.
But a lot of those guys were friends, so we were fortunate. But we broke a ton of stories, and we were very, very fortunate to get Philip to come on board, and he's still going.
Hang on just a second, Ronnie. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with Ronnie Sanders. You're listening or watching Lunch with Ronnie. Right back.
The DeHarts and Shoemakers of DeKalb Appliance Warehouse would like to wish you a Merry Christmas as we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. May your homes be filled with the riches of His great love and the prosperity of His peace. This Christmas, get the best prices guaranteed, reaching as high as 70% off retail price on new and scratched and dent major brand appliances with a 1-year manufacturer's warranty. They're making room for new inventory, so take advantage of their blowout sale on side-by-side and French door refrigerators. Quick and easy financing options are available, so you can take your appliance home today. DeKalb Appliance Warehouse is open weekdays from 9 to 5 and Wednesdays and Saturdays from 9 to noon. Merry Christmas from everyone at DeKalb Appliance Warehouse on Airport Road in Fort Payne.
This is Steve Black, AV Communications instructor at Gulf Shores High School, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB.
Your home is by far your biggest expense and most important purchase. So when you're buying or selling your home, you'll want the experience, professionalism, and integrity for which Southern Properties Agency in Fort Payne is known. Call 256-845-6000 to achieve your best possible results. Southern Properties Agency. Thorough, trustworthy, experienced real estate professionals since 1992.
All right. All right, we're back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve, episode 41. We've got Ronnie Sanders on a Zoom call. Going to talk to him in just a second. But we need to get to our next segment sponsor. Segment sponsor for this segment of Lunch with Bryan and Steve is Fort Payne Improvement Authority. So we got a message from Mike Shirey. You got it ready, Miss Holly?
Hold on.
Come on.
Come
on.
She's
Hurry
reading
up.
her Southern Living magazine.
She's looking at
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right, we got a message from Mike Shirey, and go. Is that it?
Your friends at the Fort Payne Improvement Authority wish everyone a safe and happy holiday season. Here at FPIA, we are thankful for the opportunity to serve the residents and businesses in Fort Payne and the surrounding community. For over 80 years, we have provided the community energy to light up the holiday season. As we approach the season, please keep safety in mind. From the lights that decorate your home to the heat that makes it comfortable, be sure to observe safe practices. Don't overload outlets and use only approved extension cords. Make sure your heating sources are clear and free of any combustible material and are properly vented. It is our wish that your holiday be safe and full of family, friends, food, and fellowship. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from your friends at the Fort Payne Improvement Authority.
All right, that's Mike Shirey, former SEC official who runs the Fort Payne Improvement Authority, and we've got Ronnie Sanders.
And center for the Auburn Tigers, wasn't he?
He was a center for the Auburn Tigers, exactly. So, Ronnie, you had mentioned in the break, we were talking that you've got a special, for those of you who aren't familiar with Auburn Undercover, it really is the premier site. In fact, you probably have Googled something Auburn Tiger related and ended up on that site just from just the SEOs on it. But y'all got a special right now if anybody's interested here locally, 50% off.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on,
Sorry,
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Holly's got,
she
got you cut off.
I'm sorry.
All right,
go ahead. Start over.
Yeah, well, it's 50% off special right now for subscribers, and so we're covering. Auburn just had another kid hit the portal, and all these coaching hires, and it's a different day. I tell you what, for all the Auburn people out there who still think Bobby Louder and Jimmy Rain and all the whole guard are running Auburn football, I can promise you that Jimmy Rain and Bobby Louder did not hire an Auburn football coach who was born in Russia, raised in New York, and graduated from Ohio State. If that's not proof enough that things have changed.
That's a good old boy if I ever heard one.
It's a good old boy. Well, Steve wanted to ask, is DeBoer going to Michigan?
He says he's not. So
no, that's not what we asked, Ronnie.
I know he's not, but I just wanted to hear the other side.
I mean, there's been a lot of talk. It's a weird fit. Staff-wise, I know a couple of coaches over there, and I told them, I'm like, hey, look, you got to take the job, but don't expect to make it. I mean, at some point, either he'll get fired or they'll run him off, one of the two. I mean, but just remember now, I mean, Bill Curry won 10 games his last year and ended up with a brick through his window and ended up going to Kentucky. So, Johnny lasted 2 years.
Steve said he threw the brick.
And maybe,
and then Bill Curry threw it.
Franchione lasted 2 years before he left. It's Mike Price lasted, 4 or 5 months before he got caught with a hooker. And then,
I like to meet him, though. It's rolling, baby. It's rolling.
Right. Yeah, I did a call about him with Mildred. That was you probably shouldn't say that on the air, though.
That was totally believable.
Did you ever? So that's one of the questions I want to ask. Did you ever do a Mildred call and then get a call from one of the producers and go, "Hey, that was"? Did you ever get called out?
Oh yeah, more than once. Yeah. In fact, Paul and I were talking not too long ago about bringing her back because it's been several years now, and he said, "But listen," he said, "we can't do what we used to do." He's like, I have a job that I really would like to keep. He said, "We can't. We can't. There's no way we can do what we used to do." I said, "No, I understand. I'm not sure I could do what I used to do now. I'm
Ronnie,
can
you hear me?
I'd probably get kicked off the air."
Hey, Ronnie,
all right,
I have a question. Can you
Holly,
hear me?
Can you hear Holly?
Can you hear me? Hey,
Barely.
Ronnie, barely.
All right, talk loud.
Did you ever call in on Swap Shop?
Did you ever call Swap Shop?
On WZOB? You did. I thought so.
Did you call as Mildred?
As Mildred.
I did not call as Mildred, but I did get we had a cat named Bootsy that I got, and Bootsy had a sister, and so we kept Bootsy, and and the other one went to live with my Aunt Mary D, and so but I got both of them off Swap Shop.
That's right, WZOB listener right there.
It's timeless. It's timeless. Speaking of pets, did you find a home for that dog? Ronnie had mentioned earlier.
I have not. She's sitting right out the door here. And for anybody who's listening, I've got a pit bull that we found. She's about a year old, and she's as sweet as she can be. She just can't get along with other dogs. But she sleeps with me every night. She sleeps right up next to me. She's sweet as she can be. I'm looking for a home, and I would keep her, but I got 3 other dogs.
Plus more than
they can text you, Brian. You can
yeah. If you guys are interested, he's got and it's a really pretty dog and a sweet dog. And if you're interested in needing an animal or pet, just text me or Holly or get in touch with us on WZOB's.
What kind of dog is it, Ronnie?
It's a pit bull.
Oh no, thank you.
But she's as sweet as she can be.
I'm sure she is until she bites your face off.
Well, yeah, this was a little Pomeranian Shih Tzu that got my ear. And my dog almost bit my ear off last week. I had to go to urgent care.
Oh wow,
unbelievable. So Auburn Undercover, you need to tell Jason Caldwell. We were in Sunday school class together down at Opelika. I need to tell him, hey, from me. I shared a story on the air with our audience, and I'll tell you. Been going down there some. Went down to the reunion, which, by the way, we need to talk about. Terry Bowden's finally welcome back to the Plains. We've had this would be the 4th reunion of the 93 team, but the first one that he's been able to show up at, I guess. I don't know. Was he invited?
He was never invited.
Okay.
And so I'll tell you what happened. Joe Whitt made that happen.
Okay.
I called Coach Whitt, and first thing is, we started doing some different things on Auburn Undercover. We used to do a podcast or 2 a week, and now I do a weekly show with Terry. I do a weekly show with Ellis Johnson. We do 5 or 6 shows a week now. And so I'd been trying to get Terry to do it for, 6 or 8 months. And he kept he's like, well, he was nervous about coming back and doing it. And finally, he called me and he said, okay, I'm done coaching. He's like, I think I want to do it. I said, okay. So we started doing it, and I called Coach Whitt. This is a few weeks ago, and I said, "Hey, I said, you realize Terry was coming back for the Georgia game?" I said, "You realize, he'll be back for the Georgia game for the first time in 27 years."
Wow.
And he said, "Is that right?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, and I said he was going to come back, I guess, for the Monroe game or something. He said he's never been back. I said, "No, we've never been on the field. He's never been recognized." He said, well, that's messed up. He said, I'm fixing that. So he called the AD, and then that happened. So
yeah.
Coach Witt deserves the credit for that. And it's 27 years. I know it was ugly, but I mean, look, guy won his first 20 games, went 8-4, and then, you know, we won 10 in 97. So, you know, a lot of Auburn people would be glad to have that right now. I can promise.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was interesting to see him. There was a lot of people that didn't know who he was. Like, you saw him down on the field, and like, I went up and talked to him, and they're like, who are you talking to?
He's changed.
I said, that's Terry Bowden. They're
like
Terry.
all of us.
We're all aging. I don't know if we're all looking like that too. So
I was really proud to, and like I said, Coach Witt made that happen, but I'm happy to have had some kind of part in that.
Yeah. Well, at that game, so this is an interesting story. At that game, and this ties to Jason Caldwell, because I've told the story on the air, shared it, and then went back and looked. So I'll go down after the game. My boys always want to go down there and get player signatures and stuff like that, and we end up usually seeing the McPherson family. And Alex comes out, and he goes, hey, they just asked a question about you in there. I said, really? Me? He says, yeah, they'd asked me about you. And I went back and watched the YouTube interview of him, and they sure enough, they said, what did you think about seeing Bryan out there? And I'm like, wow. He goes, yeah, it was really neat. You know, he lives in Fort Payne now, and he covers my high school team and this and that, and really good to see him. I didn't realize he was going to be here today because I was there for the reunion. It was right after that game. And so he answers that question. Well, I go back and listen to the interview again. And Jason Caldwell, who I know very well, is in the same interview, and it wasn't him. He would know that because he knew me at Opelika when I was there, and he did all this stuff. So I thought, well, Jason didn't ask the question. He would know the connection that I'm from Fort Payne, a kicker, and Alex is from Fort Payne, a kicker. But that doesn't make any sense. So I went back and listened to the question again. There was another reporter, and he said, what did you think about seeing Bryan out there for senior day? He was talking about Brian Battie, the running back, who came out on the field with the cane and was his first appearance at Auburn since being shot. And Alex answered the question like it was me. He's like, well, it was good to see Bryan out there. Yeah, you know, he lives in Fort Payne now, and I'm sure the reporter's going, he's from Tampa. Hey, he's not from Fort Payne.
From Tampa. Well, we had one person move from Tampa to Fort Payne, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, our pastor did. So.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to tell you, I don't know if people probably don't remember it now, but when I was in college, and Bryan, you know all the backstory on this, but anyway, I had asked Terry to come speak at the high school about drug awareness. And, you know, I'm this college kid, and he's the head coach at Auburn, you know, and I asked him, he said yes. And so I flew up on the school plane with him and Mike Hubbard.
Oh, gosh.
And he spoke at the high school. You know, that's where Mike Hubbard went to prison. But, you know, he spoke at the school, and I believe I rode back with Clint. Is that I didn't have a car because I flew up with them.
Well, you have paved your own way for sure. That has been a fantastic journey. You have time to stick around for one more segment just before you head out? Okay, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back with more Ronnie Sanders right after this. You're listening or watching Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
This is Chris Sturra, the voice of the Fort Payne Wildcats. You're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. I'd love to join them, but some of us have real jobs to get to.
Licensed real estate agent Jennifer Ledford with Old Heritage Realty has spent her entire life in Fort Payne. She's known for her honesty, dependability, and she's passionate about real estate. So when you're ready to buy or sell your home and you want a reliable, hard-working real estate agent happy to help, call Jennifer Ledford at 256-899-5068 or email jenniferledfordrealtor@yahoo.com. Located in downtown Fort Payne, Old Heritage Realty, real estate agent Jennifer Ledford, ready to work hard for you.
This is WZOB Fort Payne, 100.9 FM and 1250 AM.
All right, we're back. We are back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve, second hour, and our segment sponsor for this segment of Lunch with Bryan and Steve is First Fidelity Bank. Right now, from 10 to 2, First Fidelity Bank is hosting their holiday Christmas open house at their Fort Payne location. Whether you bank with First Fidelity Bank or not, you're invited to drop by for refreshments and a little mix and mingle. Ooh, mix and mingle, Steve. How about that?
How about that?
There we go. DeKalb County and serving DeKalb County and surrounding communities since 1965. They have offices in Fort Payne, Rainsville, and Ider, offering family-style service. Visit one of their convenient locations or go to bankffb.com, equal housing member, FDIC. Thank you guys, Steve Eberhardt and everybody there at First Fidelity Bank. You'll see their logo there at the bottom of the screen. We're glad that you guys are sponsors of Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Got a few more minutes with Ronnie Sanders, and so I wanted to ask him, Ronnie, you've covered a lot of this stuff, but this portal stuff has gone nuts. Holly, is he on now? You got him?
Yeah.
Okay. To me,
he's measuring his words.
Yeah, I'm trying to be careful. Now, I just don't see how this is sustainable. There's something is going to bust. It just seems like either the old guard, the Steve Chambers of the world, are going to go, heck with this. Like all these players just bouncing around. I just heard that T.J. Finley is looking to go to his 7th school.
Yes.
7th.
I played against him in high school.
It's a different world, and at some point, and it's starting to happen, colleges are going to sign these kids to contracts and enforce buyouts. And it's just, there's I think the way you build a program is, for the most part, get kids that want to be at Auburn or want to be at Alabama or want to be at LSU or wherever it is, that want to be at the school and they want to get an education. Now, I don't think you can do what Dabo's done at Clemson and do only high school kids. I mean, you've got to plug holes.
Yeah.
But if you take a kid that's transferred once and he just wants a chance to play, that's one thing. If you take a team full of, kids that are transferred 3 or 4 times, look at Florida State. That's what you end up with.
Yeah.
And, because it ruins your culture. And so, I don't think it's sustainable either. But I will say this, for years, college football and those brands were massively undervalued. If you look at how much these NFL franchises are worth, and especially, you've got probably 5 premier jobs in the Big Ten. You've got 9 in the SEC, plus Kentucky. So if you count Kentucky basketball, you really got 10. And so there's a lot of money tied up in this. I was looking, it was yesterday, a couple days ago, the most watched football programs in America. And I think 7 of them were SEC schools. The other 3 were Big Ten. And Auburn was one of those, and was the only one with a losing record, and certainly the only one with a losing record for 5 straight years, which says something about Auburn's fan base, but it also says something about the conference. So there's a lot of money being generated. There's different ways that are generating revenue. I don't know, and Bryan, you know this, Auburn people are real sensitive about moving home games out of Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Ooh, buddy. Boy, there's some backlash on that.
Well, the whole story behind Alabama and Tennessee and all these people that, it took a long time to get people in Jordan-Hare Stadium. And so the AD was, he moved the Baylor game to the Georgia Dome, or the Mercedes-Benz Dome. But there's some NIL money tied up in that. And so, and then you've got the new Nike contract, and there's some NIL money in that. So Auburn's got around $30 million to spend on the roster this coming year, which is, above middle.
Is it going to be corporate dollars that are driving NIL now versus booster money or private donations?
Well, you've got revenue sharing, first thing. So you've got revenue sharing for the entire athletic department. Then you've got to decide how you're going to split that money up between sports. And then you supplement that with real NIL deals, which are supposed to go through they're going to start going through a clearinghouse, and they have to be cleared by the NCAA. Which would probably mean that there's no regulation at all, which is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Is it sustainable? At Texas and Ohio State it is.
Yeah.
And look, there's all kinds of, there's a ton of money that's being generated, and as long as, and TV contracts keep going up, and tickets keep going up, and concessions keep going up, and parking keeps going up.
And people keep showing up.
And even there are issues though. Even Kirby Smart said 2 years ago when they played Texas in the championship game, he said, the atmosphere this year is not what it's been in the championship game.
Yeah.
But maybe it was because it was Texas. The culture is different in the rest of the conference, and I think it was kind of back to the same thing. It was a pretty good environment this year. But, you look at the ACC game and it's sitting in Charlotte and it's 30 degrees outside. And it's pouring down rain and you got 7-5 Duke team that wins the conference championship because you can't get your tiebreakers right.
What they have, 15,000 people there?
Yeah, it wasn't very well attended.
Yeah. The announced crowd was certainly much bigger than what was actually there.
So we got to get to Auburn since we're Auburn people. Sorry, Steve.
I thought we'd been doing that for 2 hours.
Give me the word on Golish. Let's talk to our Auburn folks in the audience. What do you hear on Golish?
I knew a guy. My first impression of him was I knew a guy who had worked with him before at Central Florida. He was not a fan, but I think there was also some personality conflict there. So I started, when it looked like he was going to get the job, I started making some phone calls. And, Joe Wickline is a really good friend of mine. He's a longtime offensive line coach, a little bit like Trickett.
Yeah.
If that gives you an indication. I'm not sure that the audience knows who Rick Trickett is. But
I know who. I've been cussed out by him too.
I have too. I'll be honest with you. Career-wise, he has helped me as much as anybody else.
He's actually a really nice guy when he's off the football field.
He is, and he talked Nick Saban into not only he created a job for me and then basically made Nick hire me. So
wow.
He's been very, very. I remember when we got fired at Auburn or Terry resigned in '98, and I'm a young guy, and I'm walking down the hall and I'm kind of down, and he says, "Hey, come in here and close that effing door and sit down." Which is, and so I did. He said, "Listen, if you're going to do this for a living, there's one thing you got to understand. There's two kinds of coaches: those that have been fired and those that are going to be. So you might as well just get over it."
Yeah.
And he's right. And you kind of got to not take it personally because it's not about it's not about you. It's not about sometimes somebody just wants somebody different. I mean, if you look at what we did at Florida. We signed 21 of 22 starters on Urban Meyer's first national championship team. And outside of Urban, we have the highest winning percentage of any Florida coach since Spurrier.
Wow.
And we stocked it for Urban. So I was Feinbaum. I told him the other day. I said I sent him that stat, and he says, "Well, you never should have gotten fired." I said, "I know, but you're 20 years too late."
So Golish, you still think he's got a shot?
Yeah, I talked to Wickline, who had worked with him at Oklahoma State, and Joe was he's hard-nosed, and he says, look, he said, Golish is buttoned up. He said, every I will be dotted, every T will be crossed. He's very thorough. And then if you look at the staff he's put together, it's been pretty impressive.
Yeah.
He's hired some guys, former coordinators, and when a guy goes out and hires former coordinators and former head coaches, typically he's not worried about somebody else getting the credit. Those kind of guys, they want to get the best people around them and then help them move on, like Coach Saban did.
Yeah.
Not worry about who gets the credit. I mean, you're the head coach. You're going to get the credit or you're going to get the blame. So, get the best guys around. But I think he's got a chance to be really good. And I don't think that being from the South is as important as it used to be.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
It's going to be very interesting, especially with the portal and all that stuff. But it's going to be really interesting to see how he handles Auburn people, because Ohio State and New York and Russia are far cry from Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah, it's very intimate down there. You get to know everybody very well. You can't really hide in down there. So
his personality is very, very different than Malzahn or Freeze or those guys. It's a different animal.
Who's the offensive coordinator? Or do they know yet? For Auburn?
He hired. If you hadn't asked me, I could have told you. He hired the coordinator from USF.
I'm pretty sure Derek Nix is coming to Alabama.
Yeah, Derek Nix is going to Alabama now.
Coach.
He's going to coach receivers.
But I know when you think he was offensive coordinator at Auburn, but didn't he call the plays like the last 2 or 3 games? Derek Nix after Coach Freeze left.
He did, and Derek and I worked together for 4 years at Southern Miss.
That's right.
I always thought Derek did a great job with the kids. Smart guy. But to put the whole season on him would not be fair. I mean, Freeze was calling the plays, and then obviously Auburn looked better with Derek calling the plays than they did with Freeze.
They got them to the playmakers. They had to follow the playmakers then.
Yeah. What happened with Freeze? Is it the cancer? Was that, you think that's what it was? It just
there's some other health issues too that really haven't been reported.
Okay.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I thought after, and I didn't say it on the message board, but I thought after the A&M game when he called 4 runs to the backs the whole game.
Yeah.
I thought at that point he's off the rails. I mean, there's just and it was just I hope he gets well. He doesn't look well. So
I'd agree with that. Well, Ronnie, it has been a blast. When you coming up to Fort Payne again? Anytime soon?
I think we're going to come up for Christmas. So
all right. Well, say hey to Mom. You wave to Mama. Wave to Phyllis. She's watching you on air.
So you're running a special now on your site.
Yeah.
We're 50% off on an Auburn Undercover subscription, and even for those people who don't want to pay for a subscription, we did almost 100 million page views last year. So there's free stuff on there too.
How much is it normally? I'm just asking to see how it compares to what I pay.
You want to get Auburn Undercover?
I want to see how much compared to what I pay on Bama Online.
What is it?
$9.95 a month.
That's the same thing.
There you go.
But we're looking at $4.50 now.
Well, hey, you have done Fort Payne proud. Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it, and we know you've got plenty of other things to do besides come on our little old radio show.
Yeah.
Although our next guest at the first of the year is Barry Moore. We're actually getting him on the air.
That's awesome.
We might get Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah, we need to get Feinbob. You need to get Feinbob to do a liner for our show. That would be
cool.
awesome.
I'm sure he probably would.
Hey, we need a liner for
I'm going to get you to text me a liner, too.
Well, Chris Stewart did, so we know
Chris
y'all.
Stewart did it. He knows Steve well. Steve texted Chris Stewart during the game.
Tell him to do it as Mildred.
Yeah, oh, gosh, Ronnie, you got to do Mildred. Do a
liner?
A liner with Mildred.
I'm out on that. I can't do
it.
Come on. We'd have to pay for that.
I would need to get more practice, and I'm not sure I've ever done that on camera. So I probably need to.
Well, you can do it on you can do it on your phone. No, it's just for the radio. It's not a liner with your. It's just your voice. Anyway, I'll text you later.
Still be incognito.
I've done it from a payphone.
Okay.
Do we have those?
Thank you. Seriously, thanks for being on the show. It was great. We appreciate you, and you've done Fort Payne proud. And I know everybody here is proud of you, so thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for putting up with a bammer.
All right, that is Ronnie Sanders. Ronnie Sanders from Auburn Undercover, Fort Payne grad, Auburn grad, and we're excited to have him with us on the Zoom call. Let's go ahead, Holly. Is it time? Yeah, it's time for another break. Let's go ahead and take our commercial break so I can reset the studio. You are listening. We're going to have some more Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
Do you need to declutter? Wish you could free up some valuable space at work or home? Hillier Mini Storage has climate control units available, and all their units are gated for maximum protection. You can also store your stuff at home with their Max Steel storage buildings for sale. Just come by Hillier Mini Storage on Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 9 till 4. And while you're there, be sure to check out play sets for the kids. Store your stuff with Hillier Mini Storage.
This is Paul Crawford from The Locals, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB.
No matter the season, there's always a great sale at Fort Payne Footworks and Outdoors with all the brand names you love. Patagonia, Uggs, North Face, Bourne, Columbia, and much, much more. The best quality shoes in town can only be found at Fort Payne Footworks and Outdoors. And don't forget about Little River hats and tees. Drop by Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, Saturdays from 9 to 3, or Sunday from 12 to 5. Located in downtown Fort Payne. Shop local at Fort Payne Footworks and Outdoors.
Oh, come let us adore Him. Christ the Lord.
All right, we are back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We are in episode 41. We just had Ronnie Sanders on the air. So thankful for him for taking 45 minutes to spend with us. It was really fun. That was a good interview.
I liked it.
That was fun. Segment sponsor for this segment of Lunch with Bryan and Steve is Vintage 1889. This Friday night, Brant Nugent and Lee Burt will be performing from 6 to 9. That's tomorrow night. Bring in the new year in the Back 40 Ballroom with the Locals and Connection. Tickets will be sold at the door, $40 per couple, $25 for singles. Doors open at 6. Music starts at 8. There's a special dinner menu for this event. Call Vintage for table reservations, 845-3380. That's Vintage 1889. They've got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. 6 to 9 tomorrow night Bring in the new year in the back 40. Sorry.
That's a New Year thing.
Okay, tomorrow night's Brant Nugent and Lee Burt.
Right, and then New Year's,
New
if you don't
Year's.
have plans, that sounds like fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. The locals, man, they're good.
They are.
And Connection. Who is Connection? Do I know them? Do you know who Connection is?
I don't know. Lynn, if you're listening, who's
Yeah,
Connection?
text, go on the line and tell us who the Connection is. We know the locals. That's Rob Bouchard and Curtis Strange and Paul Crawford. And I think Heckler's their drummer, isn't he? Isn't Brian Heckler?
Is he?
I think
I
so.
didn't know that.
I think so.
Okay. You know, he plays the bass, too.
Yes, he's
very
extremely
versatile.
talented.
Yeah,
And a math teacher on his side.
And he's a math teacher. All that and a math teacher.
He attends Wills Valley.
Yep. So, anyway, check in with Lynn and them. Thank you, Lynn, for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We really appreciate it. So, that was a lot of fun. I'm really digging the Zoom calls. We're going to have to start. We got a Zoom call at the first of the year. Barry Moore's going to be joining the show.
Barry Moore. He's from around here, isn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Did he marry someone from around?
It says in his bio that he's from Coffee County.
Oh,
that's Enterprise, isn't it? He's from Enterprise.
Way south.
Does he not have any kind of connection?
He does. He's married to the former Heather Hopper, who graduated from Plainview. Okay. And they met at Auburn. And
a lot of stuff going on in Auburn.
Yep. So it's a happening place, Steve.
Yeah. they got all kind of time.
So the first, it's not for football. They don't say that.
I'm kidding.
They use all their football energy in other areas.
they're doing that for the good, though.
Anyway, so Barry Moore will be on the show, the first show of 2026. That'll be a lot of fun. So he's running for Tuberville's vacated Senate seat as Tuberville's running for governor. It feels like we have gone from like the Fort Payne mayor and the Fort Payne city council, and now we're like, we need to be heading to Washington to have interviews now. We should have been the grand marshals of the Christmas parade, but that didn't happen. No. Even though Nathaniel Ledbetter is extremely deserving for that, but I thought we should have been the grand marshals. So.
We could at least been driving the truck.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can we drive Nathaniel down?
I did say something to Brian about that. He stopped by. He stopped by the table in the park, and I let him know you were not happy, that we were not, and he laughed. Tim said, "Wait a minute, this is my 50th year of radio. I should be the grand marshal."
That's right. That's right.
So, anyway.
Well, this is DeKalb County's #1 talk show.
That's right, co-ed.
And it's a co-ed talk show too. Not all male and not all female.
That's right.
The
we are equal opportunity.
No transgender.
No transgender. No cis. No bis, tries, or whatever else there is.
Tries. Me, myself, and Irene.
We are DeKalb County's #1 talk show. Don't forget it. That's just a little shot. Let's have a little fun.
Just shot over the bow.
Let's have a little fun.
Actually, there are very few of them.
That's right. There's only a couple of radio shows out there, and we're #1.
That's right.
We're #1. We're #1. Isn't that right?
Yeah, we're going with that.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
We're #1 until you prove us that we're not.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Hey, we don't have any sponsors anymore.
Yeah,
okay.
I know. Well,
I guess we're not
I was just thinking Lynn's going to be real proud of this segment.
Yeah. Go eat a Bonanza burger on New Year's Eve.
Lunch with Bryan and Steve. And speaking of Steve, it is time. We need a theme song for this. Steve's rant. Are you ready for your rant, Steve? We hadn't had a rant in a couple months.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for this.
Let's see.
I get a text asking me if I'd recently bought a crystal tea set. And I said, I'm almost 1,000% positive I did not. So I called the old Wind South, or they're not a sponsor, are they? And,
no.
And I told him no. So I was a victim of fraudulent charges.
Oh, my goodness.
So they sent me this letter and said, "Thank you for contacting us about your account. We have begun a review of this account, and let's see. And if additional information is needed to resolve the disputed charges, they know beyond a shadow of a doubt there are disputed charges.
Yeah.
So I keep looking into this. Of course, you know you gotta go change everything. You know, like Sirius Radio or something like that, they prefer you to have a credit card or debit card number. So you gotta go change all that and everything. And they would just tell me little bits and pieces, but I know the person that used the card is named Francisco. So
Francisco. So
Francisco used your
there's
card.
not very many Franciscos in Fort Payne.
Well, that's not necessarily in Fort Payne.
Okay.
Yeah. So Francisco, I hope I find you. Thank you.
I will find you.
Yeah, well, God bless you. I hope you
So,
enjoy that crystal tea set.
Francisco used your card.
Apparently.
How did he get it? How do you think he got it?
I just don't. They won't tell me, or they may not know.
Isn't that a blast? God, I love thieves. Don't you just love thieves? People just take your stuff and.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't.
And God doesn't either.
No.
God doesn't love thieves.
It wasn't, and it turns out it's not just the crystal tea set; it's a few other things.
Really?
But
how much did you?
It was just under $1,000. But
I would.
Steve.
But to these people's credit, they contacted me right away, and I'm surely that they'll understand the disputed charges, and then I applied for another card, and I got it within a week, so I could. Of course, it's the new number, and you have to tell the new number to everything. BAM Online, for instance. I had to get that settled first.
I know. You know what I end up doing? You know how I handle it? You want to guess how I handle it?
How do you handle it?
When I have to do something like that, I just let it ride, and when I start getting messages, because there's stuff that I really do want to continue on with,
Yes.
but there's other things that I'm cool with it just dropping. Like we bought an app last year called it's a grocery shopping app where you can put all your stuff in there, and then it'll compile it together and stuff like that. And it was like $14 a year. I mean, it was nothing major, but we don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
And so when it came back around, hey, your card showed up declined, I'm like, I don't want that anymore, so I'll just ignore that one. But the ones that I want, I'll go do something about.
I have done that with my virus protection on the computer, which I don't think. I have a son-in-law that's a Google guy that works at Google, and he says, you know what, you already got, it's fine. So I may go that route and just, I'm not going to tell him my new card number.
That's right.
Because that's probably the only way to get out of it.
Well, there's some major
anyway.
ones that I'll go in there and I'll fill it all out and make sure, because
Yeah.
there's stuff that I don't want to lapse in coverage or lapse in whatever I've got. But if it's nominal, it's out there on the fringes, I'll just let it ride, and then I'll get an email, hey, you hadn't paid this. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Don't want it.
That's because I'm not getting it anymore. So you can,
and you don't have to go through the pain of unsubscribing. They make it
Oh, my
so
gosh.
hard, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you find
unsubscribe?
we could
to
rant on that.
unsubscribe?
You sure you want to unsubscribe? Would you like to upgrade?
No,
I'm upgrading my unsubscribe.
And I'm so ADD that I just click buttons, and I'll end up resubscribing after I unsubscribe because it's got checks on there. So would you like these emails and these emails? No, unsubscribe. Well, then I ended up, what I did was resubscribe for that and more.
You need to get Claire to do that for you. I think it's even more calming effect, I think.
Yeah, I bought the plane tickets today, and I got fraud alerts on buying tickets, which I'm glad. I mean, I'm thankful for it, but if I'm not ready for it, like if I'm not in a space where when I get that text, I can deal with it, it'll just sit out there in oblivion, and I'll end up not have bought the plane tickets that I thought I just bought.
Mm-hmm.
And
one time I bought tickets to an Alabama game through, I don't know if it's SeatGeek or something else.
Yeah, something like that.
And then, much to my surprise, they blocked my credit card because they thought it was fraudulent.
Yeah.
And they had the incorrect phone number. So what they said, we called you. I said, well, what number do you have? I said, sound like a nuclear launch code, I said, no, that's not my number.
That is not my number.
So.
Yeah, there are so many conveniences now that oftentimes end up inconvenient because
Boy, Amazon makes it easy.
Yeah, they make it.
They
make it real easy to spend money, but not so easy to get out of spending money.
That's true. Yeah, they will. Yeah, you can buy
they
a bunch of
keep
stuff.
You hide it.
You can buy a bunch of stuff.
And something you looked at and didn't put in your cart, and you come back later and look at your cart, it's mysteriously in there.
You know, that's so true.
And do you want to buy this again? And I don't think I bought it the first time.
Well, yeah.
Right? I got a Peppa Pig pink purse in my Walmart order.
That's exactly what I did.
I don't know how it got there. Like, did somebody else order the Peppa Pig purse?
Oh, and the way that they, we were,
That's true.
we were in the bed the other night, and Claire was dealing with something, and she's got a phone call about a
your
fraud.
advances, I guess. No, go ahead.
And she was on the phone with City, and she's going through all this stuff, and they're spelling it out. She's nope, we need to deal with this, and trying to get this fraudulent charges and all this, and like, all right, so what is the credit? What is the runner? What is the store name? You know, the little whatever they got it listed as. When it runs, it shows up on your statement. Yeah, it's this. It's STP, and she spells it out. The lady on the phone. Claire's like, no, all right, what is it? And she's not speaking English, so that's or not very good English. And so she gets down the end of it, and this is a 10-minute conversation. She goes, oh, yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, well, I bought that.
My gosh.
I just giggled. I'm like, all of that. And it was something that she bought.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I did buy that. Never mind.
I really have a hard time with those phone, people that you can't hardly understand. Yeah.
It's hard enough to be from here and have those problems.
Right? Can you not put an American on the phone?
That's just when I call her, she can't understand.
Just put somebody on the phone.
Is this Steve?
You know. I'm on that weekly contract we have, that show.
Columbianer. Where are you? Columbianer.
Seriously, I want a liner from Ronnie.
He's going to send a liner. He's going to try to get Feinbaum to send a liner.
Oh,
if we get a Paul
really
Feinbaum,
cool.
Steve, if we get a liner from Paul Feinbaum, you better play that all the time.
I will play it all the time. And then, have him say the number one talk.
The number one talk show in DeKalb County, Paul Feinbaum.
That's right. Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
We are so much smaller than we act. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's how Trump got elected.
It's exactly what you do. It's called guerrilla marketing. You get out there and you act like you're the biggest and the baddest in town. And eventually people go, well, my goodness.
They must be.
They have got Chris Stewart liners and Paul Feinbaum liners. Why am I not listening to this show?
That's right.
And then they listen and go, oh.
And then they listen and go, oh, yeah. I know why I'm not listening. All right, well, Steve's got some more stuff. We're going to get to it after this next commercial break. Get all your rain gauge, DK8, and everything ready.
And from 1854, University of Alabama.
He's got the insurance requirements for the University of Alabama from 1854. So we're going to get to that.
That's when I first started.
The next segment of Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
If you're a Safe Solutions Plus customer, listen up. Refer a new customer to Safe Solutions Plus and you will receive a $50 gift card. This is not store credit, but real cash that will be paid to you once the new customer completes and pays for their first service. So have your friends call Safe Solutions Plus at 256-638-7378. Tell your friends that Derek and his team use proven methods and environmentally friendly products to eliminate pests and keep them from coming back. And with their new website, it's never been easier to manage your pest control service with Safe Solutions Plus. Just visit sspestandtermite.com to view your billing details, make payments online, and review past services. Family owned and operated, Safe Solutions Plus, LLC, protecting homes, one solution at a time.
This is Robbie Coker with McNeese State Basketball, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB. Go Pokes.
My Supply is my hometown hardware store. At My Supply, I never have to wander aimlessly around the store looking for what I need. I know that when I walk through the door, I'm going to be greeted by a person and helped right away. So whether you're looking for plumbing, electrical, hand or power tools, welding supplies, standard or metric fasteners, or anything else to help with your home projects and repairs, shop My Supply on Godfrey Avenue in Northeast Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. My Supply, your hometown hardware store.
All right, we're back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve, episode 41. We're getting close, Steve. We got 30 minutes till the end of this year. No more 2025 Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Sad, isn't it?
It's sad.
Yeah.
We're shutting down the show for year number 1. I think we should call this year number 1, even though it was only 9 months. What do you think?
Yeah, a lot can happen in 9 months.
That's right. Yeah. Just ask any mama. So this segment sponsor of Lunch with Bryan and Steve is DeKalb MD. DeKalb MD is healthcare simplified. Let me tell you something. Chad and all those at DeKalb MD, they do a great job. We appreciate their sponsorship. Really involved in the community. Thank you, Dr. Williamson. DeKalb MD is direct primary care and operates on. It's a monthly membership. It's not insurance. They provide quality, individualized care for $85 a month. With that $85 a month, you're going to get longer visits with your provider, no wait times, next day scheduling. You're going to get after-hours access. You're getting basic labs, no additional cost. It's very affordable. A direct phone number to call or text your provider at any time. 1,000 free medications. They're mailed directly to you. DeKalb MD works with you and not your insurance, so it's cutting out that middleman, which keeps the cost lower. DeKalb MD, primary care with you in mind. Visit them at DeKalbMD.com today and schedule an appointment. Thank you guys for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. All right, Steve, you want to do the Alabama entrance requirements for 1854?
It's hard to read because I think it's really from 1854.
And you got this from Bob Thomas?
Bob Thomas sent this to me. He's got
Does he listen to the show? Does Bob listen to the show?
I don't really know.
I bet we're going to find out now. He needs to be.
Yeah, well, he may be. I know Linda does sometimes. Surely not all the time. All right. If you're going to...
She should be. She should be.
If you were entering the University of Alabama in 1854, and again, for admission into the class this first year in the regular course, applications will be examined in arithmetic, geography, ancient and modern, the Latin, English, Greek grammars, McClintock's first book in Latin and in Greek, 4 books of Caesar's Gallic War, Sallust, Castelline, and Zergotha, the Bugalics.
What? Is he reading from the Old Testament? What's he reading?
Yeah, is that...
The Bucolics and 6 books of the Aeneid of Virgil, Anthon's select orations of Cicero, and Jacob's Greek reader.
What are you reading?
So that you had to have done all of this.
Done all of this to get into the University of
Now,
Alabama.
let me ask you this:
1854.
Wow.
Is that the whole lit? Like that's it?
Philosophy.
So no ACT score.
Yeah, no ACT.
No transcripts from your school.
Well, there's some other things like
each
student will have a printed copy of the laws of the university in your hands, in which shall be endorsed in memorandum of the following. Anyway, it goes on and on and on.
That is fascinating. And what was tuition? You had tuition on there.
Yeah. College, I can actually read this. This is updated, I guess. College charges amount to $52 in the course of the year, payable as follows: $18 at the beginning of the first term, $18 at the beginning of the second term, and $16 at the beginning of the third term. This amount includes tuition, room, rent, library, rent, servant hire.
Servant hire. Yeah, somebody.
This was a little while back.
It was 1854.
and fuel. Boarding may be obtained in private families near the institution at $10 to $14 per month.
Okay, and what is that the equivalent of today? What are we talking about?
Do a Siri on that. Hey,
do
Siri.
A Siri.
Let's see if I can get mine to do it. Hey, Siri. What is the modern day equivalent of $54 in 1854? Oh, it's not letting me.
Okay. Well, I'll ask mine.
You ask Siri.
Apparently, it's about 30,000 because that's what you go with.
$54 and pay. You could pay 18, and 16.
Yeah, and for a little extra, bedding, furniture, lights, or at the private expense of students. Washing is done by persons in the neighborhood at $1.50 per month.
Would you say 1854?
Yes, 1854.
I'm gonna see if I can.
That's crazy. I bet it can't be too far off inflation. All right, DK8. We got to get a DK8. We're going to have to do DK8 for the year, too. Do we have a full year? Or what you've got year to date?
No, I do not. I'll do it in the first week in January.
First week, we'll get a summation.
So can I give it to you before you get into that?
Let's
Please do.
It's the equivalent of $3,856.86 today.
Wow, that's
$54.
That's what it.
3,000.
Well, no, it says $100 in 1854 is the equivalent of. So half of that then.
So only about $1,800 or $1,500?
Yeah, I guess
Wow.
it is. Yeah, about $2,000.
Well, that
about $2,000.
$1 did she say?
No,
Or
$100.
Oh,
I read it wrong. $100 was the equivalent of almost $4,000 back in 1854. $3,856. So half of that. So we're talking about $2,000. But that's still.
That would still be good. If that
Yeah.
I'd take that. I'd sign up for that right now.
That's before the federal government got into.
Yeah, we're pricing those colleges now.
Yeah, they've really jacked them up.
They ruin everything they stick their fingers in.
They have, yeah.
Except military. Well,
some
depends
parts
on
of that,
who's running
That's
it.
exactly right. The civilian part of it ain't.
Yeah, what?
Venezuela says our military's pretty good.
It is now.
Yeah, it is now.
Do you know Trump is giving all the active duty and reserves $1776, $1,776
Is that right?
for the
I didn't know it was
bicentennial.
1776, but that's a good number.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's still giving us $2,000 this spring, all the taxpayers.
All the taxpayers.
But I think it.
Because of the tariffs.
Yes, but I think you may have to be under $100,000.
I think you do.
But would that be like husband and wife?
I don't know. Married filing jointly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Next year, we got the what's it called? Not the sesquicentennial. What's it called? The bicentennial.
Yeah.
250 years.
250 years.
What is that called?
I think the
There's a
bisesquicentennial.
bisesquicentennial?
I think that might be right.
It's got like 3 or 4 different names to it.
Hold on. I mean, y'all go ahead and talk.
Go ahead. What do you got,
DK8? December so far 1.15 inches.
Okay. Is that normal?
A little low.
Little low?
A little lower.
Okay.
Well,
so we're in a drought.
That's not what we got today. We're not in a drought. That's not what was added today because it was raining after 7 a.m.
Oh.
That's when
The cutoff 7 a.m.?
Cut off 7 a.m.
Okay.
But you'll have a yearly total when we come back January the
Oh, that's going to be fantastic.
5th, 6th, 7th.
What's the date? The 8th, isn't it?
What?
Don't we come back the 8th?
The 8th, yes. Semi-quincentennial or the sesquicentennial or the bicentennial.
What are you looking up?
Bicentennial. It's a quarter of a millennium.
What the first one you said is easiest to say?
Yeah, the semi-quincentennial.
250. Let's go with 250.
the quarter millennial.
There we go. Quarter millennial.
Okay.
That's right.
Trump's got big plans for that.
Oh, I bet.
I found out. Let me tell you something else.
Will the ballroom be open then in the East Wing?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I had a parent of one of my son's basketball players, a boy on his team that I coach, and his grandfather works at a local steel place here. Said that they are working on steel, and they are building a bridge from the White House to the Pentagon that is going to have
underground
cased in bulletproof glass, and it's a straight shot. It is White House right over the Potomac, straight over to the Pentagon, so that there's no motorcades and things like that. It's just
you
drive through it.
Huh? Yeah, you just drive through it.
Oh, drive through.
It's a bullet, and it's got bulletproof glass and all this heavy gauge steel, and they're building the steel here. That's what he said.
Is it drive through or train or do
no,
you know
I think it's
how
drive. I think they're driving through. That would be cool.
It's not like a subway or.
I don't think so.
Trail,
I don't know. It
says
there's a bridge.
Well, that's good.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
So that's been approved.
He said they're building the
You can stop off on your trip to New York and check that out.
I would love to look at it. I didn't see any sign. Of course, there's always construction in Washington. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And we were there during the shutdown, so places were closed because of the shutdown. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Democrats.
Well, this is day 352. 13 remain, a week till Christmas.
I remember you saying like 77 days till Christmas.
Yeah.
And me thinking, oh, that's way off. Hey guys, it's a week from today.
You need to order now if you're gonna get it.
Yeah,
Are you
too
done?
late to order.
Are you done?
Am I done with what?
Shopping.
No.
you
I'm
done?
never done.
I think so.
I've got a couple things. We got some smaller things.
We keep saying we're going to keep it in perspective. Remember the reason for the season.
But I'd really like.
But then I always see some. I think Martha'd like this.
Yeah.
And then, but I let her order. If it's clothing, I let her order it.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't. She won't be disappointed. I disappoint her enough as it is. I don't want Christmas clothes.
No, she was a great guest. Like she loves you.
Yeah, she did great.
She adores you.
She opened up one to where she said, I need this now. She already opened up one. So now I feel the need to order something else.
Yeah, Claire went. We were at Cracker Barrel the other night, and she found something, a sweater. She said, "This is on sale or something like that." And I said, "Well, yeah, good. Wrap it up and tag it with me from me, and that'll be my present to you."
Yeah. See, I do give you stuff.
I do give you stuff.
And Cracker Barrel.
And it's we bought it at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Are they a sponsor?
No, you want to go get them? See if we can get them.
Hey, how's the new sales guy?
He is awesome. I love Harlan. He's only working part-time, and he's already sold well enough to pay for his own salary. So
Well, good.
I'm really excited.
So he made one sale.
Hush up. No, I'm keeping him happy. Whatever he wants, he's going to get because he's mine. He's ours. We love Harlan. He's doing a great job out there.
Well, that's fantastic. We're getting close to a break. I feel like this segment's dragging. I think I'm just gonna.
This is National Regifting Day.
Is it?
Thursday before Christmas is National Regifting. You'd think it would be after Christmas.
Yeah, I would think so too.
You ever play those games, White Elephants, where you regift?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah, we.
Is that like Dirty Santa?
There was a coach at Opelika who brought a gift for it wasn't Dirty Santa. It was just the stealing game. Well, I guess that is Dirty Santa.
Yeah, you can play like White Elephant, the regifting, or you can play nice gifts.
Okay, well, this was supposed to be, you bring your own gift. Well, he had brought something. I don't even know what it was, but it had his name in the bottom of it. Like, not printed on it. It was like a card with his name on it, so you could see that he just brought something out of the closet. And, where'd you bring this from?
This is also National Twin Day.
Oh, well,
shout out to Marcy and Lindy.
Yep, my brother and sister, Clint and Alicia.
Yeah.
Happy
Their
Twin Day.
birthdays are Christmas Eve.
Is it really?
And Christmas Eve morning, they have that twin 5K run.
Marcy and Lindy?
That's right.
Really?
It starts on Highway 11.
Yeah, I'm not going to make that.
I'll be there.
Okay.
You will?
I made it last year, and I'm 10 pounds lighter than this time
did you?
last year.
You ran it or you walked it?
I ran it.
Did you
But
really?
She filmed it.
Steve.
So she said, I'm going to film this so I can prove it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Good for you.
And I'll do it this year, too.
That's
Good for
Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve morning, and everybody that participates is bringing jars of peanut butter to put in the First Methodist food pantry.
Oh,
Okay.
that's awesome. So is this something that First Methodist does? They
No,
do through First Methodist?
No,
They just let them benefit from it.
they let us benefit from
Aw, that's so sweet.
it. Yeah,
That's cool.
They're good people.
They are.
All right, it's time for our last commercial break before our last segment of the last show of this year, Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We'll be right back.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
This is Mark Malone, the favorite statistician of Bryan, Steve, Chris, and Holly, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Your home is by far your biggest expense and most important purchase. So when you're buying or selling your home, you'll want the experience, professionalism, and integrity for which Southern Properties Agency in Fort Payne is known. Call 256-845-6000 to achieve your best possible results. Southern Properties Agency. Thorough, trustworthy, experienced real estate professionals since 1992.
All right, we are back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Last segment before we go to break. And this segment sponsor is Northcote Real Estate. They are sponsors of Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We got the new subdivision coming up, the Grove. I got a little graphic here for the Grove. So
There's no Ole Miss co-eds.
no Ole Miss co-eds there. So this is, if you've gone down Godfrey Avenue, you'll see the land cleared. There's going to be 6 houses there on Godfrey. Really pretty. My wife's designing all of those, and it's going to be great. They're going to be pouring footers here pretty soon on that first house.
So you've got contractors, and you're going to build them.
Yep.
And if you build them, they will come.
If you build them, they will come. So
Okay.
biggest need in Fort Payne has been declared to be housing, and so we're going to supply that need. And so we're hopefully going to be
Brian
having some
Bain may
housing.
buy one.
Who?
Brian Bain may buy one.
Maybe we'll. We'll see what's happening. Lunch
Wow.
with Brian. Huh?
Y'all are supplying more than one need in Fort Payne then. We
Yeah.
needed a good local talk show.
You're right.
So
That's right.
You're all about supplying the need.
That's exactly right. We felt like we needed one, and I think we're catching fire. We're going to find out in 2026. We need to have we just need to see what else is out there that we can tackle and take care of, and what could we do? And I'd love for ideas from our audience.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's something else that we get? Holly had a suggestion earlier. I knocked the Christmas tree down as I was trying to go check on my class, and so we have a little Charlie Brown Christmas tree that I put back up in its place. This is actually a Peanuts. You buy it online. It is a literal Charlie. This is the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Oh, that's great.
Or a replica of it.
You're going to have to pick your balls out of the floor after this.
That's true. That's what Claire said. And you didn't say anything about my Clark Griswold.
I did.
Chicago Blackhawks.
I did.
Yeah, the Clark Griswold. This is my
That's your
annual
Christmas
time
shirt.
to pull out my Clark Griswold Christmas tree or Christmas shirt. So if anybody's wondering why am I wearing a hockey jersey, it's the Lampoon's Christmas Vacation hockey jersey. So
Great movie.
It's a great
classic.
movie.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Die
Hard.
Yeah, Elf is really hard to beat, but all of them I watched so much. We went back and watched the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 of those are really good.
The first one's really good. I don't know about the rest.
Yeah, I liked them. I thought they were funny.
I like Christmas Story.
Yeah,
I like that one.
That's a classic.
Christmas Vacation. It's really hard for me to. I've seen so much of them, and that I don't know that I can name a specific
favorite?
one. Yeah, I think it's probably Elf, mainly because that's when Claire and I first held hands, and it was a funny movie. And when I first saw it, I mean, it just floored me. I mean, it's just so when you've never seen it before and you watch it that first time, it's just so
What's his
funny.
name? What's his
Will
name?
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. He's hysterical. Yeah.
So, and for the second year in a row,
Grinch.
The Grinch. Yeah.
And
I'm not big on the Grinch.
You're not big on the
No.
Grinch?
The Jim Carrey one's good, but
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
The
What?
Saturday Night Live Christmas specials tonight, where they all through the years their Christmas skits.
Yeah, those are funny
They're
skits.
funny.
The
That's
older
back
ones.
when it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Grinch has taken over Christmas this year. Have y'all noticed that in commercials and advertisers?
Yeah.
It's been very, like
Grinchy?
Walmart, McDonald's.
Who owns him?
I don't know, but it has been very Grinch heavy this year.
I didn't realize that.
Lots of different versions of the Grinch in different spots. So for the second year in a row, Steve, we have got college football on the weekend before Christmas.
That's right.
Which feels weird because
Yeah.
usually there's a break and everybody goes to Christmas and they get back together for
New Year's.
for bowl games. But we have got college football playoff, and
All right.
we're going to
pick.
We're going to
We'll do our
pick.
picks like we did the high school.
So we're going to have to go quickly. So we're not going to be able to really do a whole lot of analysis.
We'll just do the first round.
Well, we got 10 minutes. We could do a quick first round, and then we can kind of dissect the second round. So, Holly, you ready? Any idea?
Sure.
I'll give it a shot.
James Madison versus Oregon.
Oregon.
Okay, good choice. Me too. Oregon.
I think that's going to be everybody.
Okay.
Alabama, Oklahoma.
Ooh.
You know Steve's going Bammer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to root Bammer, but I think Oklahoma.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me because Oklahoma's defense is very good, but their offense, I think Bama can hold. But it's in Norman, right?
Norman, Oklahoma, where they have lights in the end zone.
And they beat Bama in Tuscaloosa.
Correct.
But is Mateer out?
No, he's healthy.
Is he? Okay. Then I'd probably have to go Oklahoma on that one. I think it will not surprise me at all for Bama to win, but I think Oklahoma will.
That All-American defensive end is back for Oklahoma, and I thought,
oh boy,
Alabama made that his backup an All-American in Tuscaloosa. Tulane and Ole Miss.
The coachless bowl, the head coachless bowl.
Yeah, Ole Miss beat them in the regular season 45-10. But
yes, that's an interesting dynamic that neither one of them have their head coaches with them right now.
Right.
They got them there.
That's interesting. I don't know. I shot in the dark. I'll go for Ole Miss.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss will win. I just think the talent level's too distant there. Okay.
And probably the second most competitive game.
It will be probably competitive.
Texas A&M and Miami.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't lie about football.
I know. Yeah, Miami kind of snuck in there under the radar, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm A&M there.
How about what did you?
I said Texas A&M.
Okay. All right. So then the winner of Oregon. So we got Oregon going to the quarterfinals, and they'll take on Texas Tech.
Yes.
What do you think, Holly? In Lubbock.
In Lubbock. Okay.
No, it's not. That'll be a bowl game.
No, bowl game. Well, we can do those.
You want to do those? Well, we don't have a show.
No.
Well, we can do the semifinals and national championship when we come back.
Will it be then?
Yeah.
When the semis? On the 9th or 10th or 11th?
My goodness, they are dragging out football.
We got to give them a week to rest at playing 14 or 15 games.
Yeah. All right, do this one then. So Oregon, Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech. They're pretty good.
Okay, I'll go Texas Tech. What is that thing they do? The shooter thing? Yeah.
They're allowed to do that. I can't believe they can continue to do that with all the hate for guns.
Okay, then the Alabama-Oklahoma winner plays Indiana.
I go Oklahoma if they win.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's going to be a good I think I will too. I think I'll go Oklahoma. I think Indiana's good though.
Of course,
You're gonna go Bama. You just can't pick. You can't pick against them, can you?
I cannot. One wife, one football team. I might take this a little too serious.
Is that in the Bible?
that's in Ephesians, I believe.
Husbands, love your football team as well as you love your wife.
I think of it, I love your wife as you love your football team.
Except during bowl season. Okay. I'm kidding. I kid. Okay. Ole Miss and Georgia.
Yeah, that'll be Georgia's looking really good right now.
Georgia.
And then Texas A&M, Ohio State. I know who I want to win.
I'll go Ohio State.
Yeah, I think Ohio State will win.
Okay. Well, so far.
We've been kind of picked straight down the line, didn't we?
Yeah,
Don't have any upset. No Well, that's really not an upset, picking Oklahoma.
Yeah, we'll go semifinals and finals. So that'll give you something to look forward to when we come back.
Steve will keep up with it, and we'll have.
Hey, I'm doing it for you. Today's birthday is Brad Pitt.
Oh, Brad.
Born in 1963. Steven Spielberg in 46. Stone Cold Steve Austin, 1964.
Wow.
Wrestler and football player. Joseph Stalin.
Let's not celebrate that.
1878. Did I say Steven Spielberg?
You did.
1946.
I thought you did.
And Ty Cobb, 1886. That's the
wow.
Speaking of movie stars, what about that
Rob Reiner?
Rob Reiner stuff.
Oh,
that's
good
awful.
night.
Awful.
These people, this place, if you don't believe there's evil in the world, my gracious.
I do wish President Trump had held off on his
somebody needs to
I didn't hear what he
screen
said.
him.
I think I probably,
Just inappropriate.
He just talked about how much he didn't like him. Of course, you know, they had a little feud going.
He started off okay, and then it began
just can't stop.
It's about him, and just like,
If
please
he's going to say
stop.
5 things, if Trump's got 5 sentences that he's going to say, he needs to stop after the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Because 4 and 5 are not, they end up tailing off on him.
He had produced movies. I had no idea.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, I love When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
And
There's some good ones.
Sleepless in Seattle, didn't he do that one too? He loved Meg Ryan. It seemed like she worked with him a lot.
and that was his mom that did that famous "I'll have what she's having."
Oh, was that his mom?
Is that right? I didn't know that.
That's funny.
Of course, he was famous for Meathead.
Yeah.
Meathead.
And
All in the Family.
Oh, of
The
course.
son-in-law.
Yeah.
And he did A Few Good Men. I love that movie.
I think I did know that.
And I didn't realize he did all sorts of.
He did A Few Good
Spinal Tap.
Men. I thought that he directed A Few Good Men.
Yes, I think I said produced. That is direct. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon had not eulogy, but talked about him and how they worked together in A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men. I mean, is that you can't handle the truth? That's A Few Good Men. I thought that
Yes,
was.
Mr. Nicholson, that's correct.
I thought that was Opie. I thought that was Opie.
Oh, Taylor. No, what's
his name?
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard. That seems like a Ron Howard movie, not? No.
Well, he had a lot to do with it. Maybe they both had a lot.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Very sad. Very,
Yeah,
very
it is.
sad.
That's,
Messed up.
I don't know how you can look at that kind of stuff and just go, man, we need some help.
Yes.
We need saving.
Yes, we do.
When he was going before the judge, his name's Nick Reiner, I believe.
Yeah.
I thought, what in the world is he wearing? They said it was a suicide prevention suit. I don't even know how to describe
Like
it.
a straitjacket, but more.
But it went out down his legs and behind him was some blue contraption. I don't know.
Well, you talking about his son that
His
killed,
son Nick that went before the judge.
and he was in a suicide prevention
They
suit.
said that's what it was. But
Seems like if he was going to do that, he would have done it already.
Yeah. Well, that happened down in Birmingham this last week with a news reporter. Did you see that?
A murder-suicide?
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Chambers.
Yeah, it was a Chambers, and she was in the same field that I'm in. She did it. She was at Thompson High School doing the audiovisual department. She was in broadcasting.
Yeah,
had covered the Super 7.
She was a sports announcer on one of the Birmingham TV stations for a while.
Yeah.
Did he stalk her or something?
No, it's
Was
husband.
The husband.
Oh,
murder,
my
suicide.
word. You know what? That's what they say. What is the percentage that you're going to be killed by someone
my
you
gosh.
know?
I don't.
You're gonna be
There's no,
murdered.
I can't conceive of being that mad or that in a rage that you would do something that stupid.
Well, but we are living in the light of God's grace, Brian. If God left us to ourselves, there is no telling how evil we would be.
That's true. And on one last thing, in 1972.
The last fact of 2025. Here we go, Steve.
1972.
Drum
Remember,
roll.
this was Vietnam War. President Nixon announces the U.S. will engage in a series of Christmas bombings. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
That's wonderful.
All right. Well, hey, guys, thank you. Thank you for making us DeKalb County's #1 talk show.
#1 co-ed talk show.
A co-ed talk show. Thank you, Holly, for producing. Thank you, Steve, for joining us every week. We appreciate our audience, our sponsors, everything that's going on. We love you guys. Thank you, Jesus, for all you've done for us. And we will see you guys in 2026 on the next episode, where our guest will be Barry Moore, who's running for the U.S. Senate in Alabama. We'll have him on live, Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
And Paul Feinbaum.
And hopefully a liner from Paul Feinbaum.
That'd
We'll
be
see you
awesome.
guys. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a
Merry
Happy New Year.
Christmas.
See you guys.